It's 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, and it's time for the show that brings you the best deals in vaping, coming at you live from the Vaping Underground Live Network on Vapors TV. I'm your host and deals diva, TygerTyger, and with me, as always, is the illustrious, opinionated, and devilishly handsome VaporJoe. So settle in for 90 minutes of interactive, informative, and money-saving vape chat. Welcome to DoneDeal.
Yeah, welcome to fucking DoneDeal.
Oh, okay. My mic mute was messing with me. It didn't want to work the first two times I touched the button. I guess third time's the charm. So, are you crabby because you're sick, Joe?
We're all sick. Oh my god, guys. It's ridiculous. We've been sitting, I guess we'll say, showless, since last Tuesday. Because we didn't do DoneDeal last Tuesday. We didn't do, actually, yeah, it's been like a week and change. I'm going through withdrawals of not doing shows, and we didn't do on ending. Now, we still may sound kind of sick. That's just because we are getting over the remnants. But anybody who wants to know what happened, basically, we had what we called the Jersey crud. Everybody got it. Scope got it, I got it, Tiger got it, his wife got it, Smokey's wife got it, everybody got the sickness, and then the poor cub came down with croup cough, and we thought we gave it to him. Well, unfortunately, he got a completely different thing and gave it to us. So we came down with bronchitis. It was terrible. This whole house was like, the CDC came here and had to physically clear the house before anybody could come here. So it's been bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And what adds insult to injury is the little guy gets it, and at night, oh, your heart just breaks because he's got this croupy, deep cough, and I had to go in and look after him so many times. But during the day, he's just on as usual, just running around, all energy, and then when he and I get it, it's like all day long, I am death, walking around the house, and yeah, it's like, oh, to be 5 again.
Yeah, literally, since last Tuesday, we left the house once, and that was yesterday. We finally were like, okay, we turned the corner. No more body aches, no more fever, no more coughing, no more. And last week, Friday, Tower Vape was in Jersey, and he was supposed to come down. We were supposed to have a big party. Smokey and Scope and Walt, Doc Rocks, and a bunch of all our friends. It was a huge party here. We had to cancel. Like, it was like months in the planning. We had to cancel because we were so sick. It was either, okay, let's suffer through it and get everybody sick, or cancel. And we had to cancel, and it was absolutely terrible. I feel really bad about it. So
it was awful. I have literally known Tower of Vape longer than I've known Joe, and I've been looking forward to meeting him for over 3 years. And this stupid fucking virus robbed me of that. Rich, I love you, and Yvette, I'm so sorry I missed you guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rich. But I know that in hindsight being 2020, I think you would be glad not having whatever we have, whatever bug we have. I'm sure it would be better.
We were lucky only to have it a week. I'm hearing people say this goes on a couple weeks or more. So,
yeah, I'm still. Excuse me. I'm still kind of dealing with it right now. We've turned the corner, so we're back, in the driver's seat. Everything should be okay. But back on Friday, it was just we were sleeping in. Everything was drawn. There was no light in the house. It was just like we
oh my
were
god,
sick.
when we finally went out, it was because we so desperately needed food. It was like must get provisions. I mean, you should have seen the fridge. It had an echo. You just opened it up and it was like, hello.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So we finally got out and everything was good. So I will be, for me to cancel Mod Envy, is a thing. Like, I never call out on Mon Envy, ever. So when I call out on Mon Envy, you know, it's a problem. I mean, I've done Mon Envy sick, but I couldn't do it because I was coughing so much. It would have been ridiculous. All right. So anyway, arisen from the ashes, we are here. I'm so happy broadcasting. I was going through withdrawals literally, and we have a lot to talk about tonight. A ton of vape mail, a ton of deals, lots and lots to talk about. So I guess we could just get right into vape mail. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Tower's in the room. Tower, did you eat pork roll? Did you eat your pork roll? That's the most important thing. Oh, bullshit. Oh, you're
my
going to put it on me like
gosh.
that?
He forwent the pork roll, Rich. I'm speechless. Oh no, hold all ticks. It wasn't Tower's fault at all. It's that we didn't want to give it to him and everybody that was supposed to come over. As a matter of fact, I was trying every which way. Like, I was ready to just spray the entire house and us down with Lysol, and Joe's like, listen, don't be an asshole, don't get everybody sick. And
yeah, unfortunately, there are people in, without saying names, there are one of my best friends who's not a vapor. We found, unfortunately, came down with cancer. He was supposed to come.
Came down with?
Well, I guess diagnosed with cancer. And
his prognosis is very good for those.
Yeah, and we didn't want him coming here either when we were sick. So it was a really crazy situation. So I think it was better for everybody. And plus, a little cub running around going, so little shotgun virus machine. Little boys are. They're just like, congratulations, you have the flu. So
he's pretty good. He's learned to cover his mouth, I would say maybe 65% of the time. We're working on it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so man, I'm upset now, Tower. You didn't have your pork roll. But all right, you know what? I'm sure you're going to Vape Slam New York, right? I'm almost positive we're going to be there, so it should be a lot of fun. So you'll get to meet Tiger there, I guess. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, so let's get into vape mail. My brain's a little foggy because I haven't done any broadcasts in a couple weeks.
My brain's a little foggy because my head's still draining.
I don't know what I talked about, what I didn't talk about, what I brought up as far as vape mail, what I didn't. I know there are definitely things I didn't talk about.
So you guys can treat us like old people tonight. If we start repeating ourselves, tell us we've been there, move on.
Now, unfortunately, because I'm still coughing, I'm having a very hard time vaping anything over 35 watts. Anything over 35 watts, I still getting into a coughing fit. So I'm keeping everything pretty low. So if you don't see the wafting clouds, it's only because I don't want to cough. What's been helping, believe it or not, and you're going to laugh, fluid has been helping. I've been vaping a lot of fluid, and it really has helped my nose, my lungs. It just seems the anise or anise, whatever you want to call it, seemed to have helped quite a bit. Now people are like vape menthol. Menthol makes me cough like you wouldn't believe. Oh my god, I have it in a specific mod that I'm going to be showing in a few minutes. But I really do like anise or anise for when I'm sick. But so as far as vape mail is concerned, I got something. It's kind of a novelty, but something I've always wanted. I wanted an e-pipe that had some power to it. And, people like Geppetto out there, for those of you out there who know who Geppetto is, who makes beautiful, hand-carved pipes, hand-carved mods. There have been beautiful pipes made, by e-pipe mods or whatever. But SmokeTech finally came out with a powerful mod that the masses can afford. And it's called the Guardian 3, and I have it here. And there's something special about an e-pipe. And I had the what was it called? The one we used to vape back in the day. It took the single 18350. It was like the small little. I had the green one.
The K1000?
Yeah. Was it the K1000? I thought the K1000 was the Empire clone.
The what?
It looked like the Empire mod.
No, that was the 101.
Okay. All right,
think.
so it was K1000.
Too
And I
many
loved
letters
it.
and numbers in vaping.
I know. So many letters and numbers in this vaping. The K1000 was nice, but it just used a single 18350, and you were done, and that's it. And it looked like a pipe. Now this looks like a pipe. It uses this little, what I want to call like a Kanger mini tank. It's like a smoke. It almost looks like it's like a TFV4 ultra teeny TFV4 because it opens up like a TFV4. It has that classic open like a TFV4 does. But it's the thinnest, smallest little TFV4 you've ever seen. It's super tiny. And it sits right here. Now, of course, you can use any tank you'd like. This goes to 75 watts. Uses an 18650 battery, which is badass. Finally, we got some power. We got some Ma. Comes off right there. Boom! I got a Sony VTC4 in there. Just put it right back on. All magnetically firmly ensconced right there. Now I had said 30 watts because, like I said, I'm kind of sick and anything over that I just start coughing. But it works really well. You're not going to see tons of clouds, like I said, because it's low wattage. But for me, right now, it's as about all I can handle. But it works great. And there's something special about having a pipe in your hand. There's something special in this configuration. I know this is nothing more than a curved mod, but when you're sitting there at a ball, watching a ball game, or you're watching a football game, or there's something going on, and you want to sit down, you want to relax, this is great. The fire button is right here, and it works a lot like the ProVary. The menu system is a sit and wait menu system where you go into it, you look at it, you get to it, you want to do what you're going to do, and then you stop and you look at it and it does what you want to do. So that's the only downfall of the menu system on this, because it's a single button menu system. Anybody out there who knows about the ProVary? So. But it does work very well. It's the most powerful e-pipe on the market, I believe. To my knowledge, it's the most powerful e-pipe. And at 75 watts, it's going to do what you want it to do. And that's that. I got this from GearBest. It took about 23 days to get to me. And here we are. It works great. I just can't wait to, punch it to like 50 watts or whatever to really see what's going on. Right now, it's still stuck at 30. I got the cuboid. Finally, got one of these lovely little Joytech cuboids. And I really do love this mod. This mod, the display is fantastic. The fit and finish is fantastic. I love how you load it right here. You just kind of open her up here, and you put your batteries in right there. And you just close her up. I love the fact that the display shows each cell. You're probably not going to see that. On the bottom, there's 2 battery indicators. You'll get to see each cell. I think this is a wonderful device. Like I said, I only have it at 41 watts right now. Let's see if I can even do 41 watts. Oh, well, I can because of the juice. I know what juice this is. This is only a 1 milligram juice, so I can do it. So Cuboid's awesome. Picked this up on a deal. I believe I got this. This came from Vapor Beast, I believe, that I bought it from. And I got a bunch of batteries, a whole bunch of those VTCs, a bunch of LGs, bunch of Cleos from Aspire. Again, keep coming in. I love the Cleo tank, one of my favorite tanks. And something that has nothing to do with vaping, but I have to explain something to you guys. I bought one of these. Now, I had one that's gold. This is a flashlight, okay? This is nothing but a flashlight. But you have to understand something. Flashlights and the flashlight people, believe it or not, there is a huge community that just deal with flashlights. Not flashlights, assholes. Flashlight. Flashlights. There's a huge community of flashlights. And they are like distant cousin in arms. Because they are the people, anytime you want to know your ratings on your batteries, anytime you want to know your ratings on your 18650s, it all comes from the flashlight forums, from the flashlight people, okay? They're really cool. They're like our distant cousin in arms. So I bought one of these, and I want to show you how powerful this little flashlight is. To do it, I must talk to my Echo. So just give me a second. Amazon, turn off the man cave. Okay, now we are still kind of lit up, but check it out. This is just a flashlight. Turns night into day. Look at that.
I need my sunglasses in here now.
Night into day. Amazon, turn on the man cave. Now, what this does is really cool. Pick this up off GearBest. You can get these on Fast Tech, GearBest, what have you. This takes 4 18650 batteries, and this is why I say the flashlight forums are kind of brother in arms with us, because they deal with the same thing we have to deal with. They deal with 18650 batteries. They have to deal with bullshit China rules. They have to deal with bullshit everything. And they're the ones who rate our batteries more than anybody. And so I picked this up, and this is just how many lumens? This is 10,000 lumens. Here, I'll just turn it on again. Don't look at this. That's all I'm going to say. Don't look at this. Really, really cool. I have 2 of these now, and let me tell you something. I'll go outside of my apartment and I'll just like put it in the neighbors' like windows on purpose just to piss them off because they think the cops are there or something, and then I go in my house and I laugh.
Sammy wants to know how many lumens, and I guess the only answer I have is 1 billion lumens.
No, it's a 10,000 lumen flashlight. It has 2, 4, 6, 7 Cree LEDs in there. Very, 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 very nice. It's only cost me like $50, but they have 25,000 lumen ones. Like I said, you can go on Fast Tech, GearBest, even Amazon. And as somebody says, only. Let me tell you something. If somebody robs your house and you put this in their eyes, you're going to win. That's what I'm going to say. They can have a gun and you can have this, and I promise you, they're going to go to their knees. That's how powerful this is. And never put it down on its face when it's on, because it will literally cook itself. Do not do that.
This is like aircraft landing lights, no joke.
Yeah. It's crazy. So that's the kind of like geeky battery flashlight thing I have going on. I don't think, did we even talk about T-Max, what they sent to us?
No, we didn't get the chance. That came between shows.
Yeah. T-Max sent us a whole bunch of stuff over at Vaping Watch. He sent us a whole bunch of bottles of T-Max no-fills mills, but he sent what happens is, since Tiger lives with me, he sends us double. So he'll just send us big bottles. So we get a whole bunch of 120 ml bottles of really good stuff: blueberries and cream, peaches and cream. I think it was peach yogurt, apple pie double shot, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have blueberry and cream right here.
And I've got to give him credit, now I haven't had the chance to tank it up yet, but I'm really funny about yogurt vapes. There's something about me that I just can't make that jump to vape like sour milk, I just can't do it. But I gotta say, the peach yogurt smells divine on the tip of your finger. It tastes divine. So I need to get that tanked up, and then I'll have a better idea. But boy, oh boy, they keep telling me that T-Max knows how to do yogurt, and if that's any indication, I'm thinking I agree.
Right. Now, also, I got a big old bottle from Mount Baker Vapor of something called Grappler. Yeah, Grappler. And you can see I've really horsed into this. It's not like I've only tasted it. It's down to here. I've really been vaping this stuff. This is a green apple grape. It is good. Okay, a green apple grape. It's really, really good, really, really mild, and I have been really, really enjoying this. And well, Smokey may not like it, all those guys out there, Fruity Tooty people out there, but I enjoy my Fruity Tooty vapes, and I really do enjoy this.
Lisa wants to know who sells the dragon banana fruit, Lisa, and that is T-Max as well. Check out vapingwatch.com to get a hold of all the T-Max flavors, including dragon banana fruit, and yeah, that's divine.
And Scuba put it in there, right there. Mine said 10,000 lumen, but he put it in there right there for the flashlight that I have in my hand right now, except mine doesn't have the really cool red part right here. Mine's just silver. But $24.75, the first deal of the evening. It's not even vaping.
Sell stuff on eBay.
And you can get it from GearBest for just $24.75. But you got to sacrifice $418.60. But the cool thing is you don't need the killer batteries in here. You can use like ICR. You don't need the really high-end IMR batteries. You can use like Panasonic batteries. You can use the great pennies that we used to use back in the day. AWIMRs would work great in these. You don't need like 30 amps times 4 for these. So. Oh, just turned it on. Not bad.
Any actual body-to-body warmth transfer, for that matter, or eye contact. In fact, Jira is a group hug in a strictly metaphorical, professional sense, best accomplished from separate rooms or separate time zones.
Now there are a ton of deals. Well, I'm wrong. Tiger, did you get anything for Vape Mail? I'm sorry, I totally cut you off.
Well, I did, but it's so anticlimactic tonight because a bunch of cool stuff came in. And because we're sick, I really haven't tried any of it. But some things I'm kind of excited about, and I'll do some show and tell, I guess. Joe's been getting like atomizer crazy. He runs all these great deals, and he's like, well, we have to try these things. And he insists I try these things, so he just gets them for me. And lucky me. So I do have a Cubis atomizer here to give a try, and this looks very intriguing to me. I like that they put the stainless steel cage on the outside of the glass, like so many of them have that stainless steel structure inside the glass. This is on the outside, so a little more protective. Really nice looking atomizer, and very well put together, it seems. So I've been hearing good things about it. I'll have a better idea of what to tell you soon, but I haven't had a chance to tear into that one, but I'm very intrigued. So the Cubis, that's one to try, and such nice packaging on. Everything these days comes so nice. Joe Tech, of course, on the Cubis, and another one that he asked me, "Do you want to try it?" And I was like, "No, not really," to be honest. And he talked me into it because my problem with this one, and now where have I put it? I put it aside here. This is the Arctic Turbo, okay? This is the maniac that takes not one, not two, but 3 heads. Now, you don't have to run it on 3. You can run it on 1 or 2, but it's designed to take 3 heads at once. I'm like, listen, at the rate I rip through heads in some of my atomizers, I don't need one that takes 3 at a time. And he says, no, this thing's getting rave reviews. The heads are very, very inexpensive compared to others, like the TFV4. Let's face it, those aren't cheap. And the deal on this, what was the deal on this, Joe? It was stupendous.
$9.
All again, beautifully packaged, comes with an extra 3 heads ready to go.
It was it was $9, and the heads were $5 or $5.
Yeah, so pretty darn effective. Even at 3 heads a go, it's cheaper than some places where you can get TFV4 heads to run. And of course, a top fill again, which I have become totally addicted to. It actually makes me angry now when I have to bottom fill something. It's like, are you kidding me? So again, though, because I was sick, I didn't really fire this up and run it through its paces. But I am excited about that. Some spare heads for it as well, and we'll have to get that one going. And I'm not sure if I showed you guys. This is just something a little silly, but I did get some Tiger drip tips. Now, I'll be honest. I'm not even using it as a drip tip. It's little more than a pen topper for me, because at this rate, I mean, I can't bring myself to use a silicone drip tip. It's just not enjoyable for me, and it restricts the airflow too much. But when these were on sale, I couldn't resist, so I got me some Tiger pen toppers. And of course, all the juice Joe talked about, and one of the things that came while you guys were gone, or well, we were gone, to us you were gone, of course, a refill on my beloved Mad Scope. Thank you so much, Scope Juice, for that. This is like the elixir of life for me, and you can see I've already, kind of hurt this bottle a little bit. Thank God there's 2. But, and Ark says he just got some of that. Yeah, okay, well, now you know, and that's all I'll say about that. Yep. I think, no, there is one other thing. Oh, I'm so glad I looked over. Cherry vapes. I've been talking a little bit lately about these. Cheryl at Cherry Vapes was so kind to send some of these over, and I want to share this with you because they're making these awesome Peak Cloud Chaser drip tips, okay? I've got one on here, and they are just beautiful. But the problem with them was they were designed to fit the drippers with a little bit, that 510 hole for your drip tip, and it should be standard, but it isn't. And these fit the drippers beautifully. They had a friction fit base. You can't make them fit your tanks. I tried it in the TFV4, you tried it in the sub-tanks, you tried it in the Hercules, you tried it in everything, and it is too tight. You can just begin to wedge it in a little bit, and it sits up high and looks ridiculous. And they spoke to this problem. They have finally started making, and I'll show you if the camera will pick this up. This is kind of hard to do because it's dark and in a bag, but these are new bases. New bases. That beautiful colored part on top, you just screw the base out of that, okay? Let me pull this and I'll show you. That bottom black part is the base of the drip tip, okay? That screws out. It's threaded. And what they've started to do now is create their drip tips, and as you order, you have a choice. You can get the friction fit that'll fit your drippers, or you can get a double O-ring setup that'll fit your tank. So now I'm sporting these. This is on the TFV4, and I'm so happy. So do check them out. I've given you the link in the room there. Thanks, Cheryl and the team at Cherry Vapes for solving that problem for us. So there you go. And I think that's got it. I think that's got it for vape mail.
Actually, there is something I have to bring up. The tank that Tiger was just talking about takes 3 heads. I do have one working right now. Again, I can't push it too much because I'm going to cough because I'm sick. But before I talk about this tank, there was a deal that I did on VaporJoe's that if you didn't get a part of, you are a moron. And that is the Tesla 80 watt box a month. This was under $20. I think it was like $15.95. It was such a great deal, and all it is, you just pull it off. It takes a single 18650 battery. It comes right on, beautiful. It is such a great mod. I've been using this all the time, and I bought one for myself, and then I bought one for Tiger. Now Tiger. Now you can see that my texture is different than Tiger's texture as far as the back, because they give you 2 back cases for it. So you can have this style or the one that Tiger's using, and it comes in the package. This was out of Vapor Beast. The problem was, I went in and bought a few for me and Tiger, and then I went live on VaporJoe's with it. And apparently the entire vaping community wanted one, and Vapor Beast wound up canceling a whole bunch of people's orders because they oversold. But I can't control them. I'm just the messenger. I'm just like, here, go there, buy it, have a good time. But it was great. We bought a few of them, and I'm using it right now. And I'm using that Horizon Turbo. Now, this takes the 3 heads, and here I'm actually in this. I'm vaping Yalik's Banana Foster. I don't know if you guys out there vape your Yalik. This is Banana Foster. I just started getting into it. Fantastic flavor. I have this set at 40 watts. Let me just do this because I'm gonna cough probably. Sorry, but really, really great mod. Really, really great tank. This whole setup, this entire setup here, costs less than $40, and that's like shipped at $40. Okay, this entire setup, and anybody worth their salt would know that this is actually a pretty decent setup. If you want, just everyday vapor. It's really great. And the Banana Foster is really good with these. It's great.
Now, D. Millen wants to know how's the battery life, and D. Millen asked me, but to be honest, I haven't used mine enough constantly to have an opinion. Have you, Joe, on the Tesla 80? Is that...
You know what it is? It's a typical 18650 battery roll. I mean, it's not going to last you all day. If you're going to rock it at, 40, 50, 60 watts, you're going to get 3 or 4 hours out of it at the most. If you're going to rock it at 20 watts, it's going to last you longer. It just really depends on what kind of battery, what the mile value of the battery, what kind of tank or RDA are you using, how much drain are you using. So that really depends. I don't use RDAs. I use tanks most of the time. So for me, I'm going to get a little bit more battery life out of the average bear. Somebody like out there that like Nitro, this will probably last him an hour. He'll crank it to 80 watts and just, put an awesome RDA on there.
And Johnston wants to know, is the wattage accurate? Johnston, the way I would answer that question is it's about as accurate as you expect from a single battery high wattage mod. I think 45 on this is a great vape, but it might not be quite as aggressive as 45 on this, okay? So I would set this a little lower than I would set this to get the same vape. So, is it accurate?
It depends. Is a DNA 200 45 watt more accurate than a 45 watt on this? Fuck yeah, it's going to be. But you're paying for it. This costs $15. You know what I mean? And you crank it up and hit it. It's going to work. It's going to give you a good vape. End of story. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm a feel kind of guy. Does it feel good when I vape it? Yes. I don't care what the numbers say. If it tastes good, it vapes well, I'm done. It could say I'm vaping at 945 watts. or 9 watts. If it tastes good and it feels good, it's good. You know, I'm a feel guy. I'm not a numbers guy. Always been that kind of person. All right, so let's get into deals. We got tons and tons of deals to go over, but there is one deal in particular that I want to talk about. And we don't do enough of this. And as a community, fuck you. Are you really out of stock of everything? Damn it. All right, well, it's out of stock. Sorry. Damn it. Anyway, I was going to talk about a deal I had. It was called the iJust Plus. 1600 watt, 1600 mAh starter kit. It was a tube mod that came with its own proprietary tank on it. It was only $9.99. I put it on my blog the other day. Apparently it's out of stock now. It was perfect for new vapors. What I was going to say basically is we don't do enough for new vapors in this community. I personally don't do enough deals for new vapors. And when I saw this iJust for $9.99, I put it up. It just was screaming through the blogosphere, and people were buying it like crazy. And I was just like, you know, we need to do that. We got to stop thinking that everybody wants the biggest and the best, and 500, watts and crazy tanks. Some people just want to quit smoking, and I think as a community we forgot about that in terms of what we use and and all that stuff, and what we promote out there. Well, apparently it was very, very popular because it's now out of stock, and I'm kind of pissed off because I actually wanted to buy about 10 or 20 of these kits to give away on Mon Envy to new vapors, but it's gone. That was out of 101vape.com. They did a really, really great deal there. Damn it! I'm kind of pissed now. All right, let's see here. Let us do. All right, we'll talk about something. Well, kind of awesome.
Crash Override wants to know if this is Petner's Reserve. No, this is just a lovely little Chardonnay that Joe found. A nice little light Chardonnay. And I couldn't resist tonight. I asked, should I be, having some wine when I'm still on the mend? And he assured me that it creates an environment in which the germs cannot survive. The alcohol kills the germs, and who can argue with logic like that?
Exactly. All right, so the one thing I want to talk about is this new mod, stretching the boundaries here. We are talking about the vape mod Spartan's 300 watt, okay? We have gone to the 300 watt level. Now, I have ordered this, don't have it. This is a pre-order. Out of, I believe it's Fast Tech. Yes, it's Fast Tech. It's $49.21. And there's two models. You have a silver, I know the and a gunmetal. I know the silver looks white. It's not. It's silver. Confirmed silver. And the other one's kind of like a gunmetal. So if you're looking for a white mod, everybody's been saying, oh, it looks white, but no, it is in fact silver. So it is a sexy ass mod. It looks really cool, right? 300 watts. Ships in 13 days. So if you buy it, it's going to take 13 days to ship. It's going to take you another 20 to get it. So you're probably not, going to see it till end of May, at some point, maybe early June. But get on board with this one. This one looks really, really cool. 300 watts, temperature control. Looks like it's built really, really nice. It just has this tactical feel to it. I love how the 510 connector and the display is raised above. So now I don't believe you get that tank with it. So I just really like that overall look and feel to it. But that's all I can say about this. There's no testing. There's nothing I've done with this. But I'm on board with this. I want to know. It takes three 18650 batteries. I want to know if it can really do 300 watts.
Reiterate that using Jira does not involve any actual hugging. Jira software is close to warm and
now somebody says feasible, get to 225. I'm with you on that, but maybe there's some new electronics in there. We don't know. We don't know what they're doing out there. We don't know if there's some new board that's maybe have some kind of step-up transformers in there or some crazy new thing. But if they're going to do it, I'm all about 300 watts. Now, will I vape 300 watts? Fuck no. Tiger, would you vape 300 watts?
I can't think of a situation where I would. I mean, I've got some very high wattage stuff, and I've never really pushed. I guarantee I've never been above 100 watts. So I'm like you. I don't really care what the number is. I'll just keep running it up and adjusting it until I'm getting the vape I want, when I like the amount of vapor, when the flavor is good, when it's enjoyable. I quit. And then I look at the number and try to remember so that I keep it there. That's it.
Exactly. Like I vaped, I vape things at 150 watts, and I'm just like literally coughing my brains out. Now there are moments where people need those kind of wattage levels, because they're rebuilding and what have you. But somebody like Nitro, somebody maybe like Scuba, somebody out there that want to rebuild and really push the limits, more power to you. No pun intended. But for 300 watts, it's $49. It's 100 watt. It's 50% more powerful than the Evolve chip. It is 50% more powerful than the RX200 Joytech chip. That's insane. And it's not expensive. Like, it's $50. So I am really, really curious to see if this thing can really do 300 watts. And I'm just getting on board to get one. Because sometimes if shit goes south, they pull it. But it's nice to have the one-offs. I enjoy having those mods that are dangerous. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to use them, but it's nice to have them because they pull them off the market and you can't buy them anymore. So this could be one of those mods. So I'm just buying one because it's awesome. And it takes a whole bunch of 18650s and it looks kind of cool and it's aggressive. Yeah, I love it. Now somebody says $50 for a 300 watt mod. You know what? I can show you where you can get a 200 watt mod for $39 road trip. So, and everybody has them all day. You know what they're called? They're called the RX200, and everybody uses them. So, love my RX200. Just saying. I think we're just up to numbers now at this point. Hey Scuba, would you vape 300 watts? I did 260, you said. It's nuts. Okay, so 40 more watts at that point. What is that, just icing on top of the cake? I mean, this is just a little bit more icing. Is that what it is? Yeah, I couldn't do 260. It's just not going to happen. The funny thing is, if you ever watched the Pivasardo video where he's vaping, I forget what it's called, something, the legalize whatever mod, and then you had the other guy who vapes off a actual fog machine. The fog machine is 400 watts, okay? An actual real fog machine they use in rock concerts, they're 400 watts. So we're getting close. We're there, and it's in the palm of your hand instead of this big machine. So that's getting kind of scary. So it's interesting, but kind of cool. To get me or Tiger to vape 300 watts would be.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they've invented something, well, a tank, I should say, with enough airflow. And I've gotten lazy. I just don't build drippers anymore, so it is what it is.
All right. So that's the exciting news. We've pushed 300 watts. So now it's just up from there. Some of them cut out with 310, 320, 340. And soon somebody's going to come out with a 500 watt mod. It's got to happen, right? But at that point, I think it's going to have its own like heat sink and adapter to the wall. I don't think batteries after 300 watts. I don't think batteries are going to be able to cut it. Unless the mod is like this big, and and there's like 14 18650s in there, which would be just ridiculous.
Well, they are reminding you that you do have the Hammer of God with 4 18650s in it.
Yeah, but it only does 100 watts. The Hammer of God's kind of cool. I love that mod, but it depends what chip is going on in there. This one it's just regulated, and it's not done. They're not stacked. It's just for the mile value. So you better get about 100 watts out of it. All right, so here's something I actually want to talk about. It's really interesting. Now, believe it or not, we talked about a 300 watt mod. Now we're going to talk about a 300 watt capable RDTA. Okay, just throw the link in the room. Now they're saying this new RDTA. Okay, basically what it is, it's a rebuildable tank. You don't get heads for this. This is something you have to rebuild. This is the iJoy Tornado, and this is capable, they're saying, of 300 watts if it's built correctly. $23. This comes from GearBest. Use coupon code Tornado, comes down to $23. You get your shipping free. This is, I believe, let me just make sure. How do you know? Yes, this is in stock. This is not a pre-order. Looks really sexy. It comes with a really, really low form chuff cap. K funds have come a long way, Tiger. That's all I'm going to say.
There we go. Okay, Mike Mute's back. I have a couple questions for you on this one, Joe, because I'm not as familiar with this. I haven't had a chance to look this over as much as you have. Why is the black one a lower profile than the silver?
That's just the graphic.
Oh, okay. So they've just stuck two pictures together that weren't taken together. I understand.
Correct.
Okay, so one is actually a different scale.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And the first thing I noticed about this right away is this is built to satisfy the drip vapors. This is very, very aggressive. It's got that really low, really crazy wide chuff cap. You're going to move a lot of air through this baby. Yeah. And so essentially what I would expect from this, and especially if it's 300 watts capable, is you're going to get a drip vape, but with the convenience of a tank vape.
Right. Our last bastion for tanks. We used to. I remember people used to vape K funds and Thai funds and all kinds of crazy things. What was the one you had, Tiger?
You're talking about the Russian?
Yeah, the Russian.
Yeah.
All these things. They were, people always talk about how much of a pleasure they were to build and what have you. These are the aggressive. They're the same thing basically. They're just really aggressive. And 300 watt capable. Now these come. Everybody's asking T4, T6 deck. This is a T4 deck. T6 is optional, which means you got to go out and find it. This is just the original deck on it. This is made, I believe. Just let me make sure. I don't want to lie to you guys. Yeah, this is made. Designed by AW out of Southern California. And that's what a lot of these mod builders are doing. But basically, they'll design it in California, but they'll make it in China because it's just cheaper. It's simpler. It's cheaper to make. They don't have to get their own machines and do what they need to do. They just set it up, and it usually works out very well.
Arlong KPR says, as short as that is, massive heat hit. Arlong, think how much taller this is than a dripper. You got more space going on there with that chimney. The key to keeping the heat under control is balancing that incredibly high-powered hit with tons of airflow. Back in the day when we were still vaping at 80 watts, if you were building on a mechanical, okay, there was nothing out there regulated that did 80 watts. The way you balance that heat is putting tons more air through. You're keeping that coil really, really wet so that it doesn't get the chance to get dry and really, really hot. You're feeding it tons of juice, so it's vaporizing tons of juice, creating tons of vapor, and you're moving tons of air through it to move all that vapor away and cool it down. So that's why the great big airflow on this. That's why the really aggressive juice feed. So what you're looking at doesn't have to be like crazy hot, uncomfortable to vape. It just means it's going to be a really aggressive vape. You're going to get a snootful of vapor.
A snootful. Love it. Now, everybody I've seen who talked about this thinks it's going to be great. It's, again, low profile chuff cap, which I really like about this. It's not some, these chuff caps that are, this hot. Yeah, like this is a big chuff cap, okay? Like huge. Okay, this is the other one. The one that they have is going to be like this big. Okay, and it's going to kind of concave. And on top of that, it's got this really strange kind of locking system in it. I'm looking at it right now. It says lock to unlock. Really, really cool airflow system on this. And looking at the build deck, from what I can see, tons of juice notches in there to get in there, etc. So I'm thinking, I want to see Scuba or Nitro vape this on 300 watt mod and use the 300 watt Tornado. So what they need to do is get the 300 watt mod and get the 300 watt Tornado, blast it to 300 watts, and I want to see what this looks like. And can they do it? Can they do it? That's all. Now, would I vape this? No. Would I vape this at 300 watts, a 300 watt mod, and a 300 watt tank? Fuck no. Hell no. But I'm sure there are people out there that'll do it all day long. Oh, there's Scuba, damn challenge. You know what? Even though they're saying it's capable of it, I don't know if there's a measurement that lets you know it's capable of doing it. But that's what they're saying, and it's reasonable. It's not expensive. Again, California design, and you can get it in black or silver, and it's cheap. Like $23.
We've got a question in the room about the Cleto. FMP Sports Guy says his is leaking like a sieve. There's a couple things, and I did type to you, but I just want to let you know I'm running 2 of them, and let me put it this way. I trust them in my purse. So that says it all right there. I've got a few atomizers I wouldn't put in there, to be honest. My Kanger sub-tanks among them. So what I would do is, first off, I would check, and D. Millen's on the right track too. Is your head older? If your head's getting tired, that means some of that wicking material might be getting tired too. And what happens is juice collects, and it's not being properly held. The key to your wicking is it's got to be loose enough to let juice move through well. It's got to be tight enough to prevent juice from collecting and dripping down into especially your airflow and stuff like that. So when you get an old head, sometimes that wicking material is compromised. It's worn out, and it's allowing that leaking to happen. So that would be the first thing. Secondly, make sure your head is really, really well seated, and the O-rings, everything is sealing the way it's supposed to. Thirdly, of course, make sure all the O-rings and the seals around the bottom and at the top are intact, in the right place, and that nothing is pinched or broken or damaged them. If all of those things are in place, Big Bam, another good point. Thin liquid. I always run roughly at least a 70 VG in my higher wattage tanks. It used to be common that people said, oh, you should never run anything more than 50-50, higher VG than 50-50 in your tanks. Throw that out, forget it. You can run anything you want in the tanks these days. You just have to be patient. What happens with VG is it has a memory. When it warms, it thins. You see, this hasn't been vaped in a while, so it's a little thicker. It's a little slower moving. When I start hitting this, it's going to thin. It sits in a cool room, so it thins down. This is a 70, and it runs really freely because I use this so much it stays nice and thin. VG has a memory. It will stay where you last put it until you heat or cool it again, okay? So go ahead, run the higher VGs in your hot tanks. Because it will thin and it will wick beautifully as long as you're not like crazy over chain vaping it, okay?
Yeah, just make sure your head's screwed down right.
Yeah.
You know, the Cleto, let me just show you. I have three of them running right now, okay? I have 3 Cletos running. I love these. They're my favorite tank right now. I have it on the Cuboid, I have it on the 150 watt Vapor Flask, and I have it on the SX Mini. And I've never had a problem with them. They're the I really believe they're the finest tank made for the money. I don't believe they're the best tank ever made, but they're the finest tank for the cheap price. And I'm going to actually put a deal in the room for you right there for this. I buy these so much, they come in the mail and I forget I've bought them. Oh shit, another Cleto came in the mail. I love them because, like I said, like this one's $15 and you get it all. You get the vape bands, you get all the, you know, and the design is perfect. It's the best design for a tank, and the reason why it's the best design is because we're used to something like let's just look at something older. Let's look at a sub-tank. Okay, sub-tank has the chimney that comes down that screws into the head. Okay, and you have all this gear going on in there, whereas a Cleto is the entire head is the chimney system, and it locks into the top of the cap. Basically, the entire center of the tank is the head. It's so simple. You just screw it down to the bottom, and the cap screws to the top of the head. You're done. Off to the races. It's got massive cuts into the head, and which, you know, juice flow is great, air flow is great, and it's cheap. I haven't found, you know, in terms of, you know, cost to something that's new, anything better than the Cleto. Now, Horizon, I think, came out with a new one that looks exactly like this, and said it had, instead of the slits, it has an H in it. But other than that, these are, you know, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, the best tank you can buy. I haven't found anything better.
I don't think I would go that far. There's a lot of tanks I really love. The Cleto is in that very high
I'm just saying
list.
dollar for dollar. I'm not saying
dollar
like
for
the
dollar.
best.
What I will say about the Cleto that you can't say enough about is, first of all, the small form factor. Compared to a TFV4, it is such a compact, smart little package. Secondly, it's a true flavor tank. If you want a more aggressive vape, if you want a tank that you can run at higher wattages, but you don't want to sacrifice any flavor to get that more aggressive vapor, the Cleto is a great option. It is a true flavor tank. There's something about what they're doing with that crazy huge chimney head that just works. So yeah, it is definitely on my very short list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, me personally, just for the prices out there. I mean, you know, $17, $15. Now, he just put in the Horizon Cerakote. Now, if you look at the Horizon Cerakote, thank you for Big Bamboon. It looks exactly like the Cleto, except there's an H for Horizon put in the side instead of the long notch. I see zero difference. between the Cleito and the Horizon Cerakote sub-ohm tank. Now, I don't own a Cerakote, but I have a funny feeling that the Horizon heads, the Aspire tank Cleito heads may work in this. Because it looks like it works the same way. The head goes all the way to the top. The actual top of the tank screws into the head. The airflow looks exactly the same, other than the center part, which is the head, which looks slightly different. Like I said, one has a notch and one has the H. But it looks exactly the same. But don't get me wrong, it's a great system. It's cheap. It's easy to make. It's foolproof. You can't fuck this up. You don't even need to prime the damn head, to be honest with you. You just fill up the damn tank, let it sit for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and it just works great. And that was out of, I believe, just give me a second. That is out of e-cig Avenue. The Cerakote. I haven't tried this. I haven't ordered it. I didn't have time. I wasn't feeling well. But I do want to try one of these, see what they're like. I don't know if that little H makes any difference instead of the straight slit. Oh man. Okay. So yeah. So getting back to Cleito, great, fantastic tank. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with the Cleito. Tiger? I'm sorry, but yeah, spot.
Yes. What? What do you want me to say?
Nothing. Can't go wrong. Nothing.
Johnston wants to know Griffin versus Heracles versus Billow. And Johnston, I am sorry to tell you, there's only one I've tried, so I really can't comment. The Heracles is a good tank. It's on my short list. It would be getting to the bottom of that short list these days. I'm putting the Cleito, the TFV4 above the Heracles. The Heracles was one of the first that was truly a great sub-ohm tank, but you know, there are issues with the Heracles. First of all, it is, you know, and I know the TFV4 is a beast as well, but again, the Heracles, you're looking at a much bigger form factor compared to a Cleito. You know, it's a big chunk of a tank. Between the Heracles and Cleito, I would say the Cleito both gives you, in my opinion, better performance, more convenient top filling, a smaller form factor, and better flavor. So sorry, Heracles. I think the sun is setting on you.
You know, it's kind of an older system.
It is. And for when it came out, it really was just all kinds of win. But we've moved on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they've done the Heracles too. I believe there was another one after that. It's kind of like talking about the Atlantis, and you know what I mean. It's just, now don't get me wrong, they work. The Heracles works. I actually have a few in my closet I've never opened. I've vaped the Heracles for a long time, but you know, you just kind of move on, and they just come up with better things, and you just forget about the old stuff.
Oh yeah, if you've got a Heracles and heads for it, like I do, don't push it aside just because it's not the hottest thing. It's still perfectly good. That's why I've still got one in use. I've got heads for it. I'm going to use them up. But if you're looking to purchase a tank today, that's not the one I would recommend.
Right. Now, this is a particular Addy I want to bring up. A lot of people are excited about it. I am not familiar, and you know, I don't like to sit here and be like, oh, I know everything about vaping. I don't. Things come out, and I don't know everything about everything, especially things you have to rebuild, because I'm not a rebuilder. But I was talking to a bunch of people, and when I saw this go live, everybody was super excited about this. Okay, and this is a new, basically what they're calling is, they're calling it a drip tank. It's called the Theorem. by Jabo. This thing is going like gangbusters. Everybody's talking about this thing, and he uses something called stainless steel, something called a stainless steel notch coil. I haven't tried this yet, but it looks really fucking cool. It has a beautiful glass design, and of course you have to rebuild to use it. But it uses this thing called an open wicking system, and it's got a wonderful airflow. And the design on this thing is just revolutionary, and everybody's talking about it. I'm very curious about it. And when I saw it went live at $22.60, I was pretty enthused. I even bought one. So when I went over to GearBest to see how many people have pre-ordered this, they're almost at the end of the pre-order for 365 pre-orders on this thing. Now, I don't know how many people love pure glass, because sometimes it can, because you can kind of see the grubbiness and nastiness of your liquid, but I don't care. I want to see what the potential of this thing is. It's supposed to be revolutionary. It's supposed to use this new stainless steel notch coil. It's supposed to have some revolutionary airflow to it. I would love some opinions on this. I want people to talk to me about this, because I love innovation when it comes to vaping. And Wismac and Jabo got together and they made this thing. And I'm really excited about it. I want to know what it's about, and I want to try it. So I bought one. And Tiger's going to rebuild it for me. Excuse me. Or Nitro.
Well, really, with the notch coil, you're just talking about wicking at first, unless you want to build your own, which you can. But what I'm more curious about than the tank design even are these new notch coils. This is really something different, something new, and I'm really, really stoked to hear what the community, what the vapors think of them.
Yeah. I love the new stuff, but some of it I don't get into. Like I said, I don't rebuild. I don't get into all that stuff because in my opinion, rebuilding to me is kind of because we have such great tanks. But things like this are like, okay, you got to rebuild and you got to know what this is all about. So I'm curious. I want to know what it's about. I threw the deal up. It's the cheapest going. Everybody's talking about it. So fuck it. $22.60. If you want to know what this whole thing's all about, get over there, buy one. You'll get it in probably a few weeks, and we'll see what this is all about. But I'm very excited about it. I think it's really cool. I like shit like this. This is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. It's not another shitty box mod. It's not another, okay, we went from 200 watts to 250 watts. It's, we slapped a famous, logo on it or whatever. This is something new and innovative, and I like that. I like when people think outside the box and come up with something new. And boom, there we go. That's what this is all about.
I'm just checking a picture Big Bam has shared about the airflow. Oh wow! Yeah, okay, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That is coming in from the top. You're seeing. Okay, let me share with you guys. I'm gonna share this picture that he's found. I know some of you can click it. He put it in the chat, but we'll put it right up on the screen. So what you're seeing is that I should have left that window region. Let's move that over here. Here, we can cover us for a second. You see how, okay, let's move you over a little bit. We'll move this over and we can have everybody on screen. There we go. So what you're seeing is this this top piece here. Now the top piece is flipped over and you're seeing that top airflow and how it comes in. That is really crazy. My question is, how are we keeping the juice from getting there? But, maybe they've worked this out in a way that I don't understand. Sometimes you don't get it until you build it.
Yeah, you know what? There's been a lot of things in our vaping career where like, how does that? Oh,
yeah, exactly. There's been a lot of atomizers like that I didn't understand until I got them to my desk, tore them apart, built them, and went, oh wow, that's brilliant. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the air runs right into the post. You're saying, and yeah, it's just breaking my brain a little bit here because I'm trying to figure out, is this an atomizer you can lay down? You know, we all know that there are a lot of drippers you just don't do that with. You just don't. So I have a lot of questions. I'm very curious.
Well, don't worry, baby. I got 2 of them coming, so you'll get to play with it, honey.
Oh, wow. Pardon me, got me a little excited there.
All right, so that's that, and you know, you guys can have fun with it. I just really want to know about it. If anybody gets it earlier than we do, you guys can play with it, have fun with it, do whatever you got to do. But again, I love innovation. Always a wonderful thing. All right, let's just see if this is still available. Yes, it is. And he's got them all in stock too. There we go. Let's talk the Nugget. New price, new colors, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the Nugget. Tiger has a Nugget. She's got the original silver version.
Yes, I do, and I have only great things to say about this little baby. As a matter of fact, I need juice in it, and that's a good sign because that means I've been hitting it. It's so tiny. Let me show you. Okay, most of you have a pretty good idea how big a rouleau is at this point. Check this out. Like, it is just itty bitty. It is so cute. It is so little. And there's a footprint. It is just so little bitty. And what this is, internal battery, USB charging. You see the USB right there. 50 watts in this little baby. 50 watts of power. You can see I'm running it at that right now. If you get it in the kit, you're going to get the 49er tank. I personally recommend you go for the kit. I think that little 49er tank is the bomb. Stainless steel, glass construction, a nice small little format, about this, even a little smaller than a Cleto, as you can see. So just a nice little tiny setup. They work so beautifully together. I think the Nugget and the 49er tank are both just terrific. This isn't a mod you're going to vape all day. It's not going to last that long. But if you're going out for an evening, you're going shopping, you want something little that you can just even, you know, like I don't have great big paws like Joe, but I can palm this. And and for those of you who care, temperature control built into this. This is a really, really great little package. So the Nugget, 2 thumbs enthusiastically at.
Well, I have pretty big paws because, see, I could palm a rouleau and make it vanish. You know, I mean, it's... you know, I mean...
I've shown them what this is like in my hand, that I can pretty much make it disappear. I'm going to hand it over to Joe. And
oh, these are tiny. In my hand? Are you kidding me? This little guy is like... I mean, look at that. This is maybe. Like... I mean, everything's just gone. You know, I mean, but you know, I mean, it's a great little mod. Now, the cool thing about this was originally here, honey. They were $39 without the tank. 101 Vape has them going now for $25.99 just for the mod, but he's got them in all the really cool colors. It's not just the black and silver anymore. There's a copper and bronze that look amazing. They look fantastic. In fact, the copper and bronze, blow my mind. That's how good they look. They got this beautiful brushed bronze. They got this actually gorgeous copper. I think for the price, it's unbeatable. Again, it's 101 Vape, you know, American made. I mean, American made. American vendor, shipped from the United States. Really, really great price at $25.99. I mean, excuse me. You can't go wrong for that price. When I brought these out, because the micros were really popular, and everybody wanted them, and then all of a sudden the Nugget came out, and everybody's like, "Where's the Nugget?" Nugget went live at like $38, now down to 25. Now pick one up, throw it in your glove compartment. Anywhere where you have a micro USB, you know, you can use this guy. And don't forget, it's temperature control too. It's not just, it's temperature control. It's not just wattage. So if you guys are doing temperature control, you have that too.
Now there's a couple comments. Renzi B says he's been thinking about getting the Nugget, but can't pull himself away from the RX200 Noisy Cricket. Totally different animals. Don't think these are comparable. This in no way replaces or compares to your RX200, okay? This is a great mod. I vape this all day long. Both of them. I have two. This is a totally different animal. This is great for when you don't want a great big RX200 in your pocket. When you're going grocery shopping and you want to be able to stealth vape in the aisles and you don't want something like this weighing your pocket down to your knee, okay? That's where this comes in handy. This comes in handy when you're, out, when you want something light, when you want something you can actually put in a small inside pocket in a jacket and it's not gonna like pull your shoulder down. This is a totally different mod, okay? They are not comparable. This is not a mod I would recommend to someone as their first mod. This is not a mod I would recommend to someone who doesn't have some other things. Who doesn't have some other things to use, because it's not going to last all day. For what this is designed to do, it does it stellar. But it is not an RX200. So they're a totally different need you're filling when you're looking at this. And where was the other question that I wanted to hit? FMP Sports Guy, USA Deals. They want some love in Canada. FMP Sports Guy, this is an ongoing problem. A lot of US vendors will ship to Canada. Most still will not. China is a great option because you're going to get your price. You're usually going to get free shipping, but you better be patient. There are some vendors in the States that I love to recommend to my Canadian brothers and sisters because their shipping rates are reasonable. Now understand, they're shipping internationally. When they ship across the border, it costs them money too. It's just the way it is. We can't get away from that. But I've found their shipping rates to Canada are reasonable and their service is second to none. And I'm talking about 101vape.com and VaporDNA.com. Both are really Canada friendly and reasonable shipping rates. So when you're looking, I would definitely check those guys first. I would love to be able to recommend e-cig.com because they've got some great prices and they do ship to Canada. But I'm going to be straight up with you. Some of their shipping rates that I've seen on various products to Canada, the guys are out of control. $25 shipping? Stuff it. I'll wait for China. Sorry.
Stuff it, motherfucker. No, anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. These things kind of happen, but, sorry.
Sorry.
All right, so lots of other deals. We may go a little bit longer than we're 10 minutes out. We may go a little bit longer because we have a lot to cover. Is that okay, Tiger? Can we go a little bit longer?
Well, it's okay with me as long as DC doesn't mind. I see he's already in the room, so if DC's cool with that. DC always follows us up on Tuesday nights with his incredibly great music mix and juice talk and deals talk and friendly, calming influence. So if that doesn't inconvenience him, I'm good to go.
Because I have to use the little boys' room, but there's plenty of other things I really want to bring up. Because, we haven't done the show in a few weeks, so there are some really great deals going on out there that I really want to bring up before we go off. Here is, for those of you out there who want an RX200, okay? The RX200 is probably the most popular mod in existence right now. Okay, we all own them. I have one. Tiger has two. I have two more on standby. They're coming in. I ordered from GearBest. This particular one is a newer color. It's the pure white version. It's kind of like, it has like a slightly gray and then white look to it.
Yeah. Ooh, the two-tone white. It's got that winter white and then the bright white.
Well, Big Man Boom put that one in. Yes, that's the white one. I enjoy this one because it's just a nice fresh color. $38. Actually, it's cheaper. I'm wrong. If you go there, they actually lowered the price. It's $37.84 instead of what I have it up as $38.46. So they actually lowered the price, which is awesome. Now, I believe the black is $37.84 as well. So if you just want the black version, that's fine. The red is $40, and of course it's going to be the most expensive because it's the red and black and it looks awesome. But just saying, the deal right now is for the white and the black. $37.84. If you want the best mod going, in my opinion, for the price, it's not the best mod in the industry, but for the price, you're getting a 200-watt box mod. We all own them. Tiger has hers. He uses 3 1860 batteries. It's using the RX200 Joytech chip, and they're getting sued by Evolve because the chip is that good. Get them while you can. That's what I'm saying. Get them while you can.
And don't be afraid if they're out of stock. You know, they've come out with some colors and stuff. Did you need to step away, Jeff?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Because I can talk for a minute on the RX200 because I want to show them a couple things.
Well, thank you, love. I will be right
First of all, don't be afraid to go for some of the boring colors. You know, if you can't get your hands on the gorgeous red and black or the blue and white, and all that's available when you go to order at a great price that you want is black on black, do it. I have 2 black on blacks. They look stunning. You know why? I went to J-Wraps. J-Wraps, Alon from J-Wraps did these up for me. I can't say enough about how well they go on. He is so precise. I mean, the guy could be doing surgery. He is so precise. They fit perfectly. The cutouts, I mean, the camera's just not going to do this justice, but take my word for it. I am really anal retentive about this kind of stuff. And I was so impressed. I mean, I was giddy putting these on. They're such a joy to work with. They fit so well. The material is so high quality. If you want it to, you know, if you want to really, really get a perfect fit, once you get it where you want it. Now, the thing is, as you're placing it, just place it lightly. Place it lightly on there. And if it's wrong, you can peel it up and kind of just settle it back in. Once you get it where you want it, if you really want to stick it down good, take a hair dryer and lightly take it to it. You know, the battery door, it's just so perfect. They fit so perfect. I was blown away. And the reason is, if a new mod comes out, Alon immediately buys one. He's probably got the best mod collection of anybody because he's got them all, so he can ensure they're going to fit perfectly. He will do custom work like he did for me here. This is the special TygerTyger wrap for my RX200. Or he's got tons of stock images and stock styles available that you can choose from. This is my other boring black RX200. I left some parts of it black and did the rest in this great dark gray carbon fiber. Again, just a beautiful fit. It does 2 things. It looks fabulous, it protects your mod, and then there's a bonus 3rd thing. It actually protects your furniture too. When I set these down on the nice hardwood, you know, end tables and stuff that Joe has here, it's a soft set, you know, instead of the metal, the painted metal, it is this nice vinyl. And, you know, again, on the air, on the venting, you can just see how perfectly he has aligned those cutouts to fit. The carbon fiber, some of the wraps are textured. They actually have some feel to them. You can see that's not just a picture. It's got texture to it. Check it out, jwraps.com. I can't say enough nice about them. So, you know, don't be afraid. Get a great deal on your rouleau and then make it look however you want.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And believe it or not, they came out with I gotta find it. It's probably a few posts away. It's been a while. Let me see. They actually came out with caps for them that you can buy. Yeah, I found it. Here we go. RX 200 doors. If you want to give it a little color, they're cheap. You know, $4 and change. There you go. $4.38 free shipping out of, I believe this is, yeah, I got Gearbest. You know, if you guys just want to change up the colors, you get black, red wine, white, and that like Tiffany blue. Like I said, $4.38. You know, if you just want to change up the colors. Really cheap. That's for a metal door. And great just in case something happens to your door, too. If something just, you know, your door breaks for whatever reason, I don't know, you stepped on it because you're klutz. But $4.38. And again, the Rouleau RX200, the most popular mod in the industry right now for vapors. I didn't say it's the best, but it is the most popular. You know, for that price, the $37 and change, it's just a really great deal. You really can't go wrong. I mean, I bought a few just to put in a closet. You know, if the zombie apocalypse comes, I know I have a few mods that will be here for me if I need them. All right. Let's just see if there's anything really I want to talk about as far as any crazy deals that have. Yes, there is one deal I want to talk about. I just got to get to it. And then after that, we have to talk about a contest. Okay, so this one is kind of an underrated mod. This is called the Tesla Hydrographics. Now, I personally bought 13 of these mods. Okay. I bought these about a week ago. And what I did is I bought a purple for Tiger, and then the rest in green. And the rest in green I'm going to give them away on Envy. And what these are and why these are cool is they're like a mechanical mod. They have a 1400 mAh battery built into it, and they go about as high as 100 watts. So basically, all the voltage and all the power of the battery goes right to the 510 connector, and it will reach about 100 watts if you're using a 0.18 ohm atomizer. Okay. That's as far as this thing can do. But it's cheap. It's $20. So you're getting the battery built into it. Okay, so it's got a 4,500 watt battery into it, mAh battery into it. It's got the awesome, like, you know, they're calling it the hydrographics, because it's kind of like, this is not a sticker that's on there. This is kind of like baked into the, into this, I think it's made of zinc, this metal, you know, container. I thought it was so cool. And, you know, Mod Envy is all green and everything, so I bought a whole bunch of them for Mod Envy to give away. Still haven't gotten them yet. These are out of Vapor Beast. Use coupon code YEAHBABY. I think if you use the coupon code SPRING, you'll actually get them cheaper. They actually may be below $20 right now. So, like I said, I bought one for Tiger in purple, and then I bought the rest in the 12 or 13 of them in green. I'm going to keep one for myself and the rest of the for my giveaways. But I thought they were kind of cool. Something for people, you know, just a nice backup mod. Again, you know, everything is so cheap these days. You know, you just want to throw it out there because they're really cool. I watched some reviews on them. People were saying how great they were, and I thought there was something to really throw out there to tell people about.
Yeah, Condensation is confirming the coupon code SPRING takes 16% off.
Yeah, so you're going to get it down way past $20. Yeah. Now I'm pissed off. I should have bought them back then. Should have bought them with the Spring coupon, but I didn't. I bought them with Yeah, baby. So yeah, so check these out. They're really cool. Like I said, they're basically a mechanical box mod. Whatever you put on, it's just going to hit it with as much power as it possibly can. And you're off to the races. But again, it's super simple. You know, these are the kind of mods I like to give. You know, in a sense, new people. You know, you give them a tank with you know, you know, a 1 ohm coil or a .8 coil, and you just say, okay, hit this button and vape. You don't have to worry about wattage or anything. It's just going to do what it does. And with 4,500 mAh, it's going to last you. I'm confident this will last the average vapor all day.
And FMP Sports Guy, again, worrying about shipping to Canada. He's saying $32 shipping to Canada. I know. And I've seen it too. When I was back home in BC, you know, you'd go to get some of these deals and the shipping rates were absolutely stupendous.
Tiger, you know what it's like to ship to Canada. You ship to your mom.
I know. It is, but some of the rates the vendors are charging, we know, Joe, that they can do it cheaper. They're just not.
What I think you need to do is get with your friends.
Yeah, this is it. The beauty of the internet is you can make vapor buddies in the States, and that is what worked for me. I so happened, before I was down here in New Jersey, I so happened to have a buddy in New Jersey, right, Joe? And so all of those times that the shipping was just stupendous, he just collected stuff for me and then would send me these boxes that were like Christmas. When you opened them up, all your goodies are in there. So I would say, you know, there are a few vendors, like I mentioned, that are very Canada friendly. Other than that, make an American friend. That's my suggestion.
Yes, make an American friend. All right, and then I just have one more deal, and then we are going to let DC take over. And this is for all you dripping people out there. This just came out. This is eBay. This is an eBay deal. Okay, I'm a big fan of eBay. Anybody out there, I'll tell you. This is the Kangaroo Drip Box kit, but this one comes with the RDA too. Okay, some people sell just the drip box with no RDA, and this one comes with the whole kit and caboodle. It's $29.99 free shipping. If you guys are just squonking, okay, no, it's not a sexual thing. It sounds sexual, but it's not. This is Kangaroo's attempt to make a squonker. And what a squonker is basically there is a well, they say there's a 7 ml bottle of juice down the bottom, and there's a little bit of a little tube or a little needle that goes up into the RDA. You squeeze the squonker, it makes the squonk sound, and it, you know, rejuvenates your RDA. It gives juice to the coil and to the wicket system, so you don't have to open it up and dump any juice into it. Now Rios and what have you have been very popular for a while, but they're kind of a niche, a small segment of the vaping community. I know Scope, Tiger will tell you, Scope is very big into the whole squonking thing. He says it's the best flavor in the world.
Absolutely. And, you know, the Rio, they've been around for a really long time. They've kind of fallen by the wayside and made a comeback with people who love a great flavor. But the convenience of having that tank inside and being able to not drip into the atomizer. So the Rio is kind of the benchmark by which a device of this nature is measured, and Scope, as a dedicated Rio lover and user, thinks that the drip box here is absolutely the bomb. So I'm kind of excited to try one eventually. And you know, they're very, very reasonably priced, nicely made, really attractive little setup, and, you know, everybody who's tried one says they're just great. So if you're a little worried about it, if you enjoy a drip vape, if you wanted to try squonking, I would say, you know, there were some that came out in the past. There were some various different types that came out at a good price point for people who wanted to try. I think they've finally perfected an entry-level squonker in the drip box from what I'm hearing. So I would not hesitate. I've only heard good things.
Right, and this is from a company called Vaping Walrus. I've known them for a long time. They're very reputable. They've been around for a very, very, very long time. There are certain companies I like to do on their websites, and there are certain companies I like to do on eBay. Now, what eBay does for you, of course, you get all that protection. You have your PayPal protection. You have your eBay protection. These ship out of Los Angeles, California, but $29.99 free shipping. Anybody who wants to try it. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't going to revolutionize the industry, but this is the side of vaping that a lot of people haven't tried yet. I've tried Squonkers before. I know, when I was a new vapor, I mean, brand new, like greenhorn cartomizer, vapor, Squonkers were around. And they've always kind of just had this steady stream of following, and they just keep going. They haven't changed. And now, the only thing I see that changed is the atomizer on top looks like a regular atomizer rather than a smaller atomizer, and the battery that's going to hit it is going to hit it at a harder level versus, some people have to deal with, lighter hits. So I'm really interested in this. I think it's really cool. I just don't rebuild. Again, I'll buy one, and Tiger will rebuild it for me. And I just do not have the patience. But from what I understand, Scope likes it. Scope has a Rio, and Scope, I believe, has a drip box. And I believe Scope told me the drip box was really good. So it's really nice to see this side of vaping coming back. It's very old school, and but put in a very, very new package. And I'm really excited about it. Like, again, I love innovation. So again, $29.99 out of California, free shipping. You get your white, your black, or your red. You can add batteries. You can add coils if you'd like, and you're off to the races. So I think it's really, really cool.
Yep. Eventually, I'm getting me a red one. It's hot. Just saying.
Well, you know what, Tiger? I'll get you one right off. As soon as we're done with this program, I'll get you one.
Aww.
But you have to build it, and you have to let me vape off at once. That's all I ask.
All right. Well, get yourself one too, and I will build it for you. Even though all my tools are in Canada, I will rough it, and I will.
Scuba says he has a red one. Scuba, how is it? Like, as far as the Squonker is concerned, like, how's the whole thing? How's the whole...
Yeah, Scuba is a very aggressive vapor, so if it passes muster with him, that goes far.
He says it's great. There you go.
Berry Hot says it comes built. Well, Berry Hot. Oh, she says it's amazing straight out of the box. All right, maybe they're getting better at it. I remember when, China builds, it would come, and the very, very first thing I do is take a pair of pliers and rip that out. But okay, if you're saying they've gotten better
you have
at
to remember,
it.
we were looking at like old K-Fun builds where you'd open it up and all the wire would be everywhere.
K-Fun builds with this fine wire and uneven coils, and it was just, we used to laugh as rebuilders about the stuff that came pre-built. It was like, yeah, right, it's just a placeholder. But okay. I'll give you, they're getting better at it. So maybe so, but I will probably still build it myself for old time's sake, if nothing else.
All right, awesome, guys. All right, so it's going on 140. Thank you guys for dealing with us again. We're just getting over being sick.
And thank you, DC, for your patience and giving us an extra 10 minutes to squeeze a few more deals in.
Yes, thank you, DC. And, of course, we will see you next week on Mod Envy, where I believe everybody on the show is going to be naked. So,
under our clothes. Now, do you want to mention the contest before we turn over the airwaves?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot. You know what? I totally forgot.
It's Sick Brain. We're here to help you. Actually, we got to thank Big Bam for that because as usual he's on. He's
Sick Brain talking. Okay, so in it to win it, babies. This is how it works. Vaping Underground has hit its 1 millionth post. Big milestone. Just over a year, we made 1 million posts. So what am I doing? Rather than giving away another fucking mod or another whole bunch of juice, or even money, I've given away money. I've given away thousands of dollars to people just in cash. I said, screw it. We're all techie people here. We all need computers to get on the internet, do what we need to do. I'm going to give away a sick fucking computer. I'm giving away a computer that's 5 years worth of time. And what I mean by that is you're going to get it, and it's going to last at least 5 to 6 years. Okay?
It is really nice. It's essentially the newer, hotter version of what I've been using for a year, and I freaking love this laptop. I am one of those crazy users who not just likes, but needs, and I mean I need 47 browser tabs open at once. I do. I need that. And I want to broadcast, and I want to play music, and I want to do Photoshop, and this laptop does it all for me, and doesn't hardly blink. So, and this one is even newer, hotter, and bigger spec than mine. So this is an animal.
Right. This is going to be the top of the line Republic of Gamers Asus laptop, 17 inches, and I am not cheaping out on the specs on this. This is not going to have 8 gigs of memory. This is not going to have a regular hard drive in it. This is going to have full-on SSD hard drives. This is going to have the maximum amount of memory, whether it's 16 or 32 gigabytes. It's going to have the best NVIDIA graphics card inside of it. It's going to, of course, have an iCore 7 in it. And it's just going to be a beastly machine. It's got a beautiful red glow under the keyboard. It's a beast, and it's going to last you 5 to 6 years.
The backlit keyboard is the bomb. You can sit in the dark and do stuff. Oh, I just love it.
So anyway, one lucky winner. Okay, one lucky winner. Now I started this giveaway on Monday. It's going to go all the way basically to the 7th of May. Okay, right now we have 20. All right. So it's been going for 9 days, give or take. Well, we'll say 8 days, because 9 days just flipped over. We already have 78,267 entries. Okay? My biggest giveaway ever had 200,000 entries, and that was for $1,000 cash many months ago. This one, I believe, is going to surpass that.
Now, before you get confused about those entries, there are ways to get more entries. Check out all the contest details. There's ways to get lots of entries. Like DC said, he's already up to 33 entries. Now, bear in mind, it only takes one entry to win, but hey, it doesn't hurt to improve your odds, right?
Right. Now, basically, you go there, you do what it says. You go in, you visit my blog, you go to Facebook stuff, you follow me on Tumblr. But the most important thing you can do is called refer a friend for extra entries. That's what we call the viral link. You're going to get a special link. People have already put it in the room. If you sign up through that link, or somebody signs up through that link, you're going to get 5 extra entries. Okay, so if you spam it on Facebook, or spam it in a forum somewhere, or spam it wherever you want to talk about it, every time somebody goes through that link, you're going to get another 5 entries. Okay, yeah, just go with it. I remember Nitro had something like 1,400 or 1,500 entries on some thing we did. We gave away $250 to a bunch of people, and Tiny won that one. Remember that? A few other people did through the entries thing. So just make sure you use the viral entry. That works great. So every time somebody signs up through it, you're going to get an extra 5 entries. So head over to Vaping Underground, of course, the best forum in vaping, and you'll have a lot of fun over there. And
yes, you do need to be a Vaping Underground member to win, because that's how we're going to let you know.
Yes, you must be a member of Vaping Underground, because I am not going to let you know how to claim your prize unless you're a member, and I can hit you up in the PM. So you have to be a member, and you're going to love this laptop. Like I said, I'm jealous. I don't even own this fucking laptop. Like, I looked at it and was sweating. I'm like, God damn. It's like, it's going to be like $2,200. This is no joke. This laptop's going to be the shit. You're going to look at it, and if you're the average techie, you're going to masturbate when you see this thing. That's how amazing this laptop is.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing.
Just saying. That's how good this laptop is.
I'm a very visual person, Joe. You've just ruined me.
Anyway, and if Condi wins, I'll put a sticker of a goat on it. Just saying, hashtag. All right, guys, so we're off to the races, and we will see you next week. Well, actually, we'll see you this week on NEV, and then next week on DoneDeal. And thank God we're through this sickness. We have risen from the ashes, and We'll see you guys.
All right. Thank you once again, DC, for your patience and for indulging us an extra 15 minutes. You guys have a great week and maybe night. Don't get sick.